Here is some information and tasting notes for the Compass Box No Name number 2. So this is a beautiful looking whiskey. The packaging on this alone is almost reason enough to purchase a bottle, but just magnificent attention to detail, this beautiful wax top on it. But this whiskey comes from a company called Compass Box. Compass Box refer to themselves as whiskey makers. They like to go and take different whiskeys and use them to create really special flavors that they're after. So this whiskey in particular was made by Jill Boyd, was their lead whiskey maker on the project. And I think she's created a really, really interesting and complex whiskey. So the idea behind this is that it is peated, and it's kind of a more intense version and more complex version of the peat monster. So if you enjoyed something along those lines, then this is right up your alley. So the information that they have on this is quite available, which is really cool. Compass Box are great at sharing this kind of stuff, so you're going to be able to see the exact breakdown of the casks as well as the percentages of the different whiskies from the distilleries that they use. So inside here you're looking at 75.5% of a whiskey from Kauila that was actually put into a sherry cask, a refill sherry butt, so you're going to get a little bit of that influence. You're going to be looking at some Talisker as well, the Klein Leash, which is going to lend usually quite a wonderful kind of waxiness to the whiskey, as well as a Highland malt blend that Compass Box are quite fond of using to kind of round out their whiskies. So an interesting combination. You're going to be looking at about 48.9% ABV, so a little bit higher than the usual 43%, closer towards your cask strength. So if you have a look at the color of this, it's quite a nice light gold, maybe leaning towards slightly darker than light gold. But on the nose, it just starts to suddenly come alive. You've got quite a nice smoky peat coming off in the beginning. You're going to get kind of like a bonfire smoke, but also like a waxy kind of citrus nose. Looking at prunes, you're looking at sweet kind of floral notes, and maybe hints of dried cherry. So really complex and quite playful on the nose. Definitely got that waxiness in there. I really, really enjoy the nose on that whiskey. If you have a go on the flavor profile, what you're going to be expecting is more of that kind of balance between sweet and smoke. So you're going to have that smoked meat kind of briny element that comes through, as well as some charred oak, but definitely loads of dried fruit coming through. So that wonderful sweetness that runs through the middle of that whiskey. So a great play between that kind of sweet and smoke, which I think a lot of the peated whiskies kind of aim for, because I think if you make it too dry and smoky, it kind of just narrows your field quite intensely. So to have that sweetness there just kind of rounds the whiskies out. So I think a beautifully complex whiskey, really, really indulgent, and a great kind of expression of how peat can be used for good. So I hope you enjoyed the Compass Box No Name number 2.